biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD, Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. Well, no volatility today, folks. Get ready. Put your seatbelts on because this puppy is going to rewrite the record books before it's all over. Unfortunately, I'm not able to put up charts as of yet, but after the first break, I'm going to re-download the software for the Den, and we'll hopefully be able to get in there. There's a lot of very important charts. Those of you that belong to 24/7, you know, everybody. Yesterday we talked about, I'll show you these charts. I mean, there's nothing magical about them. We said watch for an ABCD 382 retracement in the E-mini S&P, and last night it went up and spent 1 hour at the exact 382 at 43.87. The high was 43.89. It's now trading at 43.15. We also had a perfect ABCD in the gold down there at 1720 on the hourly chart. What we missed, we didn't get it that bought. We also had a perfect buy in the crude oil at 73.05. It got to 73.11. We missed that one. But that's neither here nor there. Now, gold went up and made the 61% retracement of that range up there at 1764. So this is just a really wild day, folks. The problem is not in the it's in the Nasdaq is just making new lows right now, and you know we're having some pretty dramatic moves to the downside here. But just those of you that follow the grain markets, I mean, we had a 78% retracement in soybeans this morning. It's now trading 34 cents lower with bullish numbers. You see, folks, it appears that whether it's either bullish or bearish, if the market's going to move down, that's basically, you know, what you have to be prepared for is to be careful, because I'm slurring my words here, but we will get this moving. The reason why I'm here today, folks, you know, tomorrow I'm not going to be here. I have to help one of my good poker playing buddies move to the other side, and he wanted to spend his last few hours playing poker, and he's in hospice and he's on morphine, so I'm going to have a big advantage when he's got on morphine. He won't be able to think, so I'll be able to take him to the cleaners. That's a little joke. But anyway, we're going to pray using the deck of cards. You know, number one, the Ace of Spades, of course, is God himself. Number three is the Holy Trinity. Number four is the four apostles. Number five are the five Beatitudes. Six are the 6 days that it took God to make the earth. And seven is the seventh day that he rested. Anyway, we're going to have some fun, and we've been planning on this for quite some time, but it's been a good friend. We've traveled all over the West playing poker together over the last 30 years. He's 88 years old. He's had a fabulous life. With the last 6 months, the big C has caught him, but he's going to be fine. You don't even send any prayers. He's got everything covered. So very, very religious man, and I think we'll have a lot of fun. In fact, I'm actually looking forward to it because my family asked me to do it, so I said, why not? And don't make any big deal about death, because we all have to go through with that. Let's forget about that stuff and move on. I've got some great charts here, folks, that I hope we can show you at the break. A couple of them. If you look at the crude oil chart that I'm going to be posting, a beautiful Gartley, dropped $2 and then made the ABCD down at the bottom at 73.11. The exact number was 73.05. We had an order sitting there at 73.08. We didn't get filled, and away it went to the races. And it's just been holy moly everywhere. So it's going to be interesting. Keep a very close eye on the Treasury bonds, folks. There's a flight to quality in there. And that's like a flight to quality as you're going into a gasoline station and using a gasoline to put out a fire, because that's not a flight to quality. That's just baloney. I wanted to share with you what's happened in the gold market as far as a straight up vertical move that we were following today. Didn't buy any of the breakouts to the upside, but it's good to learn from it, and I hope we can cover those also. But there's one chart in here that we really, really, really need to pay attention to, folks. And that's that weekly dollar chart that we've been talking about all week. And here we are Thursday, and that little puppy came within 6 ticks of the exact 382 on the weekly chart, and that's what kicked that gold market in the rear end. The problem is when they kicked it, it never gave you a chance to buy it. You either had to have your order setting there or had a buy stop, or you missed that puppy. And, you're going to miss some of them. Like mom says or grandma says, when you go into the swamp or go into the pond, you got to kiss a few frogs before you find that princess. And we certainly missed that one. Another one that we want to cover during the break, just as important as the dollar index because it's reciprocal of it, is the weekly euro chart. Some big things are happening, folks. I don't know if they're related to the what's going on in the world or not, but some big money is moving in these things. I mean, the euro contract is the euro forex is the largest traded thing in the world by far. Nothing even comes close. They do $1 trillion a year in that stuff. So that's the main thing that we want to cover when we get some of these charts up, to take a look at them. Those of you who belong to the newsletter 24/7, they will be covered in the newsletter this week because they're so very, very important, and we're going to be paying very, very close attention to them, as we always do. Now let's take a quick, we're going to take a little break here in just a moment, and then what I'm going to try to do is download the new program, and hopefully I'll be up and running on the new program. If not, I'll come back on Skype, and we'll just chat about some of these markets. And you know what, folks? You can actually defy human nature and pull up the charts themselves and look at them because they're that pretty. And this is the time when you see all these ABCDs, you have to really respect them because it's one heck of a move as you see these things moving down the road here as we go through. Wow, 43.06 in the old stop and pee. Shut the front door and raise the rent. Wow, this is what we call a pretty good day here. The euro's breaking down again. It's amazing. I just don't. That means the dollar is strong. And how in the world? Tell me, boys and girls, how in the world can gold be strong with the dollar strong? That is totally opposite of what it usually does. That's why we have to respect what's going on here, because maybe we don't see what's going on, and therein lies the rub. You've got to be able to pick that spot that you want to be able to watch what you're doing here. So that's the main thing that you want to complete working on. We'll be right back.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave Sign up for the opening call risk-free today.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
I'm just got orders to put in. Hope you can hear me. I'm not able to put this puppy together for you today, so I hope you can bear with me. But let's take a little break here. We've got so much going on. Here's the charts that I'd like for you to review for yourself. Okay, this is how you learn how to do this stuff, boys and girls. Unfortunately, I will not be able to have these for you, but let's just look at these soybeans. I just missed that one too by a heartbeat. Shut the front door and raise the rent. Okay, let's move on here. All right, 1 second. Here's the main one to look at is to go look at the U.S. dollar index chart. That's a weekly. Look at that one. Okay, that's very, very important. The second one to look at is to look at the weekly euro. Watch that one. The third one to look at is the E-mini S&P. Look at the 15-minute chart, and you'll see a perfectly symmetrical ABCD pattern coming into the 382 last night at 43.87, and it stayed there for 1 hour. The high was 43.89, and we hit 43.03 just a moment ago. The next one that you should look at is to look at the gold market on the 1 hour chart, and you'll see a perfect symmetrical ABCD on the hourly chart over the past 24 hours coming in at 1721. The low was 1720. By the way, what I could do is, if you would like to have these charts, I can put these in a file, and if you can contact me, Larry Pesavento, at gmail.com. I will put these in this file, and you'll be able to have all the charts that we're talking about here now, because I also have charts on the DAX and the FTSE and the crude oil Crude oil just absolutely beautiful last night, folks. If you saw that pattern, you would just absolutely, and not only that, it gave you a beautiful chance. It stays up there for about a half an hour to let you get filled at that price, and then it just sort of rolls over. So what I'm going to do now is where we're talking. If anybody has any questions they want to call in, that's fine. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put these in a file, so that if someone does call in, all I have to do is to send the file out, which means it doesn't cost me anything to do that. I just have to put that there, and I put TFNN, and they're all ready to go. So that's the main thing. But what's happening today, folks, is extremely important from the technical basis, because we've broken down, we've taken out those lows in stocks, which is it's a pretty big deal. But the key here is the fact that we're looking at some of these things as far as major moves occurring. Look at the soybeans. They're down 50 cents, 45 cents. My goodness, they just dropped like a rock. Well, that high of the day in this S&P at 1294 was a 78% retracement of that previous swing. So that's a main thing that you want to keep your eye on as you're looking at some of these things here. The one thing that I don't understand is why the euro can be so weak. That means the U.S. dollar index is strong. Let's check and see if that U.S. dollar index made that number. I'll do that while we're talking here, and we'll double check it right here because I've got it in my work list here. Nope, the high has still been 6 pips away. I'm showing 94.35 last. 94.52 is the high, and 94.60 was the 382 on the long-term weekly. So let's remind ourselves that that's what we're paying attention to as we're looking at these here this morning. Okay. So all those are there. If you want, just LarryPesavento@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to be doing that. So that's it. Okay, let's move on to a couple other charts that I haven't been able to talk about. One, of course, was that Microsoft chart that we talked about yesterday. There was supposed to be strong support there at 283 in the Microsoft. I don't know if it's held or not, but if that 283 breaks in Microsoft to the downside, that's telling you that you're probably getting ready, to go a whole lot lower. Whether that's going to be the case or not, I don't know, but you know what, folks? Nobody else does either. So that's nothing to worry about, and we'll just move on to the next one as we look at some of these things. Someone asked me a question about Mark Douglas. I mean, yes, I was with Mark to the very end. He would not let me come to visit him on the last day. He knew that was his last day, and I begged him to go up there at Scottsdale. He said, "No, Larry," he said, "I want to go out by myself." And he did. He actually sent Paula away for a while, and during that 12-hour period, he fell asleep, and then that was it. But death is something to be look forward to it, folks, because we're all going to happen to us. The main thing is you want to make sure that you outlive your relatives and your family. That's the main thing. That's the number one thing on my bucket list, is make sure that the family outlives me. Because I don't want to do any of that burial stuff. I've had this last 6 or 7 months, we've lost so many, not the COVID, I mean, just the old age. We've lost 4 or 5 neighbors here. Then I've had a couple of, freak, heart attack type stuff. The people have passed away. But, that's the hard part of this stuff, is going through that. So that's the main thing of what we're watching here. Well, I don't think there's any calls coming in today because I can't hear anything from Al. So that doesn't seem to be a problem. So what I'll do here, when we come up to the break, I'll start working on some of the psychology stuff that I was planning to do next week, because I'm planning to have Paula Douglas as my guest one more time, and also Stan Harley next week, and Tim Bost will be ready to come back on, and we'll also have Jeff Huge, and we'll see how these things unfold with this, to see what we're looking at here on some of these things. So I hope that helps. Anyway, we'll move on to that level. Here we are at 4308 now in the S&P. Let's just look and see. We've made new lows now in the NASDAQ down here. There could be a possibility of a minor 3 drive to a bottom pattern, but we've broken major support now. The next major support here in the S&P comes in at 4293. Now, folks, that is really super important, because remember, 4293 is one standard deviation down from the high. Remember, we shattered that once before in the market, and we had the big rally up to the 382, and then it's coming back and testing. So should we go below 42.93 today? Boy, don't be short or don't be long stocks, because they're going to really take it to the woodshed. Would be my guess that I'm paying attention to here this morning. So that's the main thing of what we're looking at. I hope that helps. Let's move on to the next one. As someone's asking another question. And Mr. Shane Smolian has just Skyped me, said, just be prepared, because it's a coming. And I have to believe the Shane man, because he certainly had this rally pegged to the right to the nth degree, and we want to be thankful for having someone like that on our side. And of course, we had some good help from Jeff Huge, and also from Stan Harley, and a tiny bit of me, and so.
Are you having fun trading the markets, but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, one of the things I did want to discuss, one of our friends Skyped me to talk about the Euro trade that we put on last night. We were watching that dollar index very closely, and we were also watching the Euro, and the Euro had made a beautiful, on the weekly chart, that's one of the charts that we were going to show today, at 116 even. And so it was trading at 116 even. The low had been 115.95, and I said, you don't have to risk more than 10 pips. I think it was 15 pips, which was $150. I said, if it goes down below that low, I said, you don't want to have anything to do with it, because that's probably going to be wrong. And since we hadn't hit the exact target yet on the dollar index, you didn't want to risk very much. Well, that trade lasted quite a while. It was in it about 3 hours. And then, of course, it rolled over. And when that was finished, the next thing that happened was it just kept going lower. You really need to pay attention to this U.S. dollar index, folks, where it is. This is a weekly 382, perfectly symmetrical, weeks up, A, B, C, D, all the things that we're going to be covering in the newsletter this week, because we've been talking about it in the newsletter for quite some time, and that's the main thing. The key to pay attention to if you're in stocks today, closing below 42.93. That was the low we made the other day. Remember, on that first standard deviation down? That's one of the charts that you'll get today. If we break that, that's breaking the 78% level. It's also breaking the one standard deviation down, and we've shattered one standard deviation in the NASDAQ a long time ago. And the rally last night in the NASDAQ couldn't even come close to a 382 retracement. All it could do was make a 78% retracement of the high that we made on the 29th. And so that was telling you that it was extremely weak. And, now it's down 210 handles from the market at that time. So this is a big deal what got going on in stocks, folks. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, but it's something that could be very, very interesting here for sure. Now, I want to talk just a little bit about some of the things that I worked with Mark Douglas on over the years. And, of course, the main thing that we liked looking at was going through all of the Merrill Lynch accounts. And we noticed that the people that lost, basically, they did two things. One, they traded on too short a time frame and their stops were too short. They just did too much trading. Or they traded on a longer time frame and didn't use stops at all. And that's what got them in trouble. It wasn't the fact of a trading system. It was the fact that their money management system was bogus. They didn't have one. And that's why they lost. That's why when you're dealing with ABCD, that's a big advantage. And the reason for you have that advantage is the fact that you're looking at something that you know is mathematically correct. Now, I don't agree with the Elliott wave people, but that's them. And I'm thinking of what Mandelbrot did with his ABCD pattern. Gartley did it, and that's all I really needed to know. I don't understand these I don't know what they call them, but there's so many, there's a lot of just different things they have for these cross things. I don't know exactly what they call them in Elliott wave. I studied it for a long time, but I could never figure out the 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. I mean, ABCD was just so easy for me. And then I'm working here with Mark here for 4 years while he's writing the book, Trading in the Zone. And every day, the first thing he said when he bring his coffee in the morning was, AB equals CD. It's going to be a good day. And that's exactly what he did every single day. Now, he would have had one heck of a day today in Treasury bonds, because he would follow that 15-minute Treasury bond religiously. And today we had a perfect ABCD right down there at 28. What was it at 158.28. The low was 158.26. And it's already made $750, making another ABCD, and he would be done for the day. So a lot of memories coming through with that. So anyway, that's I try to keep it as simple as possible. Now, I had a couple of people, actually one person. One person said, why do I complain about, people saying they get bored when I look at ABCDs? And his comment was, you're the only one that is bored with it. And boys and girls, I can promise you one thing, 100%, that I do not get bored with AB equals CD. I can promise you that. I basically I live by that thing, and so that's why I'm keeping it very close to the vest. And I show you these patterns, hopefully, and I know a lot of you do because I've trained so many of you to do it, and many of you has gone on to be pretty famous, and I'm happy for that because that's my whole reason for doing it from the very beginning. So let's remind ourselves that these patterns, they don't work all the time, but they work more than they fail, and that's the real key, to looking at it. But remember, when you're dealing with this, you also have to be able to look at the other side of the coin, and that is you have to be able to say that, hold on one second, folks, I see something that I might want to do here, and I have to move my little cursor around a little bit and get ready to possibly put an order in, and then I'll be ready to go. Hold on one second here. I am not easily swayed with this. Let me see where we got here. And that is 2 is 5. I think we're okay. Yeah, we're okay. Good shape. All right, now let's move on here to another thing that Mark always talked about, and that is you have to have a belief system that allows you to manage what you're doing. Those of you that think that I'm making this up as we go along, you'll be able to see here. I'll get this up here so you'll be able to see it, that I actually have the notes here for all these years that when all the people would come in and work at it, I would have these notes, and I have my favorite pages that I look at, and that's the main thing. Of course, this was one of my favorites, the fear of the four major fears and stuff, but we've gone through that so many times that it really doesn't do it. But when you get ready to trade, what you have to do, you have to have a methodology that you believe in, folks, whether it's A, B, C, D, D, E, F, ABC, Elliott wave. Hey, the Elliott wave works. I just do it differently. I do it as simple as possible. A, B, C, D. I'm not worried about it, whether it's a 2 or a 4 or a 3 or a 5 or expanding triangle or any of that baloney. It's not baloney. I mean, that's just the way I do it. I tried to show, never mind. Anyway, if you can work on that, if you get that, and then you work on the most important cycle at all, which is the one between your left ear and your right ear, then you've got something, going in your favor. Just a second, someone's asking a question here. And Mr. Billy down in Texas, okay, he's just giving me the white light from my friend, the old doc himself. Anyway, he believe me, folks, don't pray for him. God's taken such great care of him, and he's looking forward to seeing him. Actually, it's going to be a celebration. And the question is I'm not sure, because he's been through this now he's been in this now for 5 days where they thought he would go any day now. And that's why I was going to take off today, but he actually was pretty strong today, and he's looking forward to playing poker tomorrow. So I don't know. I'm going to stay with him till it's over, and it's going to be interesting to see how it's all going to work out. Sarah's going to go down with me because she knows the family and everything, so it's going to be fun. And I don't think there's going to be any tears, actually. What am I talking about for? You guys don't want to hear this stuff. Shut the front door and raise the rent. This is not what we do here at TFNN. We want to focus on the 4 reasons. Oh, we'll be right back. Hold on.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
We're back, folks. I have some wonderful news. The paramedics have arrived here at my office, and they are taking over with Shane Smolian bailing the old cowboy out. Help me, Bubba.
How are we doing today, Mr. Larry?
Oh, we're having a good day, except for one thing is I missed a couple of beauties, but as God said, you can't get all of them. But gosh, it's been a fabulous day, and you know, we expected this to happen, but what surprised me, I had an order in on a gold and missed it by 90 cents, and it moved $4,000.
Wow, yeah, gold.
Well, the S&P moved pretty good, so no complaints. Tell us what we're looking at here, buddy. This is a Thursday. Are we looking at a possible nasty Friday?
Well, I think we have a few months here of issues coming up in terms of the cycles on the Astro. But the interesting thing that I've been watching since July is what's been going on with the Fed here. I have this chart here that shows the S&P Fed internals, and this is just one of the ways that I track what's going on with the Fed versus the S&P. And essentially, the Fed began their taper back into July. I know they're talking about it coming out into September, but the reality is that they started this back in July, and I have been trying to warn people about this, that, hey, this always ends badly when they do this. And, you know, people just did. Some people listened, some people didn't. But the point is that when they pull back like this, it causes a substantial amount of damage on the market. This has occurred on a weekly time frame now. So at the very best scenario that I think we could see right now is some type of a stall. The worst type of a scenario is a possible market decline here. They are trying to respond now in recent days. You can see they are starting to ramp up here. But I wonder if it's too late here. And we do see the risk for the appetite for spending is decreasing. We're seeing a lot of inflationary pressure come on the Fed. And I don't know how much they can respond at this point because they're talking about all this tapering occurring into December. So I'm watching this very closely with a curious eye here. I don't know if they're going to be able to save it. I'm watching them. They're trying, but they're getting pressure from all sides here. So it's kind of an interesting situation.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's as we were talking, I tried to multitask. So I said, I wonder if I get any responses for the charts. And by golly, a couple people were listening today, but they're important charts. So I think, frankly, we're at some type of an inflection point that's going to, be a game changer, because nobody is there's no fear in the market at all. They think the China thing is already done, and I don't know. It's just my gut feeling, and just looking at these charts. I mean, I saw that chart last night in the S&P setting there at the 382, and I said, this is all you can do. And the Nasdaq was lagging. In fact, we were chatting about that at 2 in the morning, and I guess you're getting the insomnia from me, but I hope that'll go away and you'll be able to sleep a normal life.
Well,
anyway,
it's an exciting time for sure. There's no doubt about it.
That's for sure. We have a question from one of our listeners that was going to be for next week, and that is, when you use Alfie Lavoie's software, which program do you use? Do you use that's called the Titanium, isn't it?
It's the Market Trader Titanium. There are different levels of it. There's like the bronze and the silver. You can do a lot with that silver too. I mean, when you're getting up to the Titanium, I mean, his software is so advanced that you really need to be, I mean, just using that for years, I think, to use the Titanium. But it does have additional features. It has an optimized Bradley on there. We do use that on a monthly time frame for subscribers. I put that up there. But the whole package, his software is just top notch.
Yeah, those of you that don't know this, but Bill Meridian was very instrumental in helping Alfie build that 25 years ago. I remember when they started doing it together it was over a coffee shop down in New Orleans at the AFA conference, and from that it turned into be some incredible thing that the Foundation for the Study of Cycles used for many years. But if you're interested in astrology, it certainly does it. I think we're getting closer and closer to maybe someday there'll be a show on TFNN or Bloomberg, not TFNN, but on Bloomberg or CNBC, and talking about the cycles of the planets. They won't call them astro because that's a little bit too mundane, I guess, but looks pretty good. Can I ask a question, a personal question? Sure. I want to ask is, now, should we go below that real key number that I'm watching, which is 42.93? That's last week's low. And if we break that, of course, that's going to be breaking, below one standard deviation. And to me, that's important because we had a 382 rally before that. And that, to me, would signal that we're going to be pretty hard tomorrow.
Well, I think it's definitely possible. And just to go back on Alfie's software just for a second, I think his influence in the industry is remarkable. And when you look at from the different forecasters, from Bill Meridian to Tim Bost, most of these people, when you're using this efficiency testing that we see, then they all show it. This comes from Alfie's software. I mean, so he has had a very far-reaching influence on people, and his software, it's so far ahead of the time. And he did this years ago, and so now we're just kind of unpackaging it now. But I think it's just incredible if you consider how far it's gone out to so many different people.
Yeah, I know. I've known Alfie a long time and been to visit him in Connecticut with he and Caroline, and known him for so long. But the quality of the research that they do is just really superb. The gentleman that he did, Sergio, was the Russian astrophysicist that helped on the program, was also very, very good. And he was really important in artificial intelligence because he made a few improvements on the little program that I had. But they got a pretty smart group of people. Tell the folks, do you have any special webinars coming up with all the stuff that's going on here?
Yes. Last weekend we did one on the market crash signatures. This weekend I'm going to do one on the Fed era market crash signatures. And we are obviously in a market crash signature now. But for subscribers in the next month in the S&P, I talk about very specific dates in October. There's a lot of this. We're kind of in the middle of it right now, and it's going to be spreading out through December. But there's ripples that are going to keep coming and coming here. And when that planetary speed index aligns with the acceleration index to the downside, that's going to happen in October, and then again in November, and then again. It's just going to keep happening. So it's almost like Groundhog's Day here. There's slight alterations, but I will be talking about that this Saturday. And I'm more interested in what is the Fed doing and how is the market reacting to the Fed. And I know you're very interested into the Fibonacci's and the extensions, but I really study that, and then I study the cycles. So that's really what I'm looking at. But right now, things look they're breaking down. That's for sure.
Yeah, they certainly don't look too good. Now, what would happen now if they get? I don't think Mr. Powell's going to be around very long. I mean, the writing to me is on the wall. He has two of his top lieutenants get caught with his hand in the till. That's never happened. Did they find out who blew the whistle on him? How'd they find that out?
That is a very interesting topic to me, because they basically turned on the Fed. I mean, Elizabeth Warren came out and calls him a dangerous man, and I just found that interesting. And the big thing that I'm concerned about here too, and you've mentioned this, is the bond market. This big bond sell-off. I mean, people have to remember that when the Fed purchases bonds, they're long the bonds. So when this market falls, that's not good for the Fed, guys. That's not good. So there's multiple issues here stacking up.
Hey, listen, thanks for bailing us out, folks. Try to listen to his show on Saturday on YouTube. Thanks, Shane.
Thanks, Larry. Take care, everybody.
You bet.
Be
Love
safe.
you, buddy. Take it easy. You bet. Bye-bye.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave! Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Hi, folks. This is Steve Rhodes. Stay tuned for another great hour of The Trader's Edge, heard here at TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, just go over these numbers again. If we go below 43, let's try this again, Larry. Below 42.93 today in the E-mini S&P, that means we've broken below one standard deviation. We've already made that. You remember just last week, Monday, and then we had the 3-day rally, which we were expecting. The 3-day rally went exactly to the 382 that you'll see on the charts that you'll get if you ask for them. The main thing is if that's the case, the ABCD on that measures, a long way down, folks, like 140 points lower. So it's going to get a little testy as they go through here. So keep that looking in mind. Now, if you do want the charts, all you have to do is just Larry Pesavento at gmail.com. Attach a check, of course, to the email. $10 is fine. I'll make it 20, and then we'll send the charts out to you. And I'm joking, folks. I know some of you don't have a sense of humor, and I don't either sometimes. So sorry about that. Anyway, if you do want that, we'll take a close look at these charts because I think they're pretty good. It laid out what was going to happen today, actually. I missed the gold. I missed the crude oil. I mean, two monster moves. I mean, I missed them by a total of $200 on both of them, and they were perfect patterns. They just lined up just absolutely beautiful, but that's neither here nor there. Now, I will be gone tomorrow, and I will be on Monday, and I think I have Paula Douglas is going to be my guest on Monday, and then later in the week I'm going to have Stan Harley, and then also Tim Bost will be our guest, and I'm working to get Mark Leibowitz of Volume Reversal. He hasn't got back to me yet, and we'll be able to chat with those gentlemen about what's going on in the market. So let me take a quick look to see where we are right now. I was trading at 43.15. We got up as high as 43.19. I'd like to see it get up to about 43.20 in the S&P, and then we'll see what can happen. All of the rallies that we've had.